right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. You ready to get into this?
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for this one.
Me too. This is going to be fun.
This is one of the things that gets me, I don't know about you, but it gets me like really excited
Oh, yeah.
every single year.
Absolutely.
It's iPhone rumor season.
Yep.
And we are like right in the thick of it right now.
Right. And
For the iPhone 17 Pro Max.
that's right.
And we've got some interesting leaks
Yeah.
that have surfaced that I think warrant a deep dive.
For sure.
So we're going to take a look at these,
Yeah.
see what we can glean,
Absolutely.
and just kind of get into it.
Yeah.
So the leaks that we're looking at today are renders from a phone case company.
Yep.
And what's interesting about this is that phone case companies,
Right.
they tend to get these like early
Like
specs,
specs.
so that they can start manufacturing their cases.
Exactly.
And get ready for the launch. And so because of that, we get these little sneak peeks.
We do.
But it's important to keep in mind that these are just renders.
Yeah, these are just renders.
And they're based on information that may or may not be 100% accurate.
Right.
So let's not like go crazy and pre-order our phones just yet.
Absolutely not.
But let's take a look
Yeah, let's see what we got.
and see what we got. So one of the first things that jumped out at me when I saw these renders was the camera design on the back of the phone.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going with a much more compact
Right.
and kind of integrated camera system.
Yeah, it's very sleek.
Like it's very flush with the body.
It's definitely giving me those kind of minimalist vibes.
Yes.
Which is kind of what Apple has been trending towards over the last couple of generations.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder. I mean, are they just prioritizing the aesthetics here?
Yeah.
Or are there actual technological advancements that are allowing them to shrink down that camera module without sacrificing quality?
Yeah. That is the question.
You know what I mean?
It's a good question, and it's something that we're not really going to know until we get our hands on the actual device.
Right, exactly.
But, Apple has a pretty good track record
That's
of,
what they do.
pushing the boundaries when it comes to both design and technology.
Yeah, and they always seem to find a way to pack a lot of power into a very small space.
Exactly.
So I'm cautiously optimistic.
I like that. Cautiously optimistic. I think that's a good approach to take with
Yeah.
all leaks, really, but particularly these.
Yeah.
But, we also have to remember that these renders are coming from a case manufacturer.
Right.
So, their primary concern is the external design.
Right.
The shape of the phone,
Yeah.
the placement of the buttons and ports and things like that.
Yep.
So, we're not necessarily getting the full picture
Right.
of what's going on inside.
Right.
So there could be some surprises in the store when the phone is actually released.
For sure. For sure. And speaking of surprises, there's another detail in these renders that has me really intrigued.
Okay, what's that?
And that is the mysterious action button.
Ah, yes.
This is something that we haven't seen before
Right.
on an iPhone.
It's brand new.
And it's kind of got everybody buzzing.
Everybody's trying to figure out what it could be.
Like, what is this thing?
Right.
And the renders don't really give us any clues.
No, they don't.
It's just there.
It's just this little button
It's just a button.
on the side of the phone.
Yeah.
And everybody's left to speculate.
So what could it be?
Right. What could it be?
What are your thoughts?
Well, I've been thinking about this, and I think it's really interesting that Apple is adding a dedicated hardware button for something that's clearly not essential.
Right.
Like, it's not a tower button.
Right.
It's not a volume button.
Right.
It's something else.
It's something extra.
Right.
It's something above and beyond.
Yeah, exactly. So that tells me that they're really trying to enhance the user experience in some way.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of speculation online about what this button could do. Some people think it could be a shortcut to specific apps, like,
Yeah.
your camera or your messages
Okay.
or whatever.
Right.
Other people think it could be a customizable control for different settings, like, your do not disturb mode or your flashlight.
No, that would be handy.
Right.
I use that all the time.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And then there are some people who think it could be something completely different.
Okay.
Like, maybe it's a way to activate Siri,
Interesting.
or maybe it's a way to control your smart home devices.
Yeah.
The possibilities are really kind of endless.
So what do you think? I mean, what do you think is the most likely scenario here?
I think it's probably going to be some kind of customizable control.
Okay.
I think Apple is really trying to give users more control over their devices. And I think this button is a reflection of that.
Yeah, and it makes sense, when you think about it. I mean, like you were saying, they've been really big on incorporating haptic feedback into their devices lately.
Exactly.
The trackpad on the newer MacBooks,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
It feels so real.
It feels so real. And I could definitely see them doing something similar with this action button.
Yeah.
Maybe it gives you like a different tactile response
Yeah.
based on the function that you've assigned to it.
Yeah. That's a cool idea.
You know what I mean?
Like you could feel the difference
Yeah.
between, launching the camera and turning on Do Not Disturb.
Exactly. Or maybe they'll even bring back 3D touch.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I loved 3D touch.
Yeah, it was kind of a short-lived feature.
Yeah, they got rid of it too soon.
But it was cool. It was cool.
It was a cool feature, and I think it could definitely make a comeback with this action button.
Yeah. I mean, imagine being able to, like, press down on the button with different levels of pressure and have it trigger different things.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be really cool.
That would be a game changer.
It would be a game changer. All right, so we've talked a lot about the design.
Yeah.
And this new action button. But what about the actual technology inside the phone?
Yeah.
Like the camera itself.
Right.
Are there any hints about upgrades there?
Well, unfortunately, the renders don't really give us any information about the internal specs.
Okay.
But I think it's safe to assume that Apple is constantly working on improving their camera technology.
Right.
They always have.
You do. Every year.
Every year they come out with some kind of new camera feature improvement.
Yep.
So I think we can expect to see something new and exciting with the iPhone 17 Pro Max.
What do you think? Like what kind of upgrades are you hoping for?
Well, I would love to see a new sensor with enhanced low light performance.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Because, I'm always trying to take pictures in dimly lit restaurants.
Me too.
And my current iPhone just doesn't quite cut it.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a better low light sensor would be amazing.
Absolutely.
What else?
I would also love to see some improvements in image stabilization.
Oh, yeah. Right.
My hands are not the steadiest.
Mine either.
Yeah.
I need all the help I can get.
Right. So better image stabilization would be fantastic.
And what about computational photography?
Oh, yeah.
They've been doing some really cool things with that.
They have. They've been pushing the boundaries of what's possible with software.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what they come up with next.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's almost like the line between smartphone photography and professional grade cameras is getting blurrier and blurrier.
It is. It's getting really hard to tell the difference sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
It's pretty awesome.
It really is.
All right. So to recap, we've got some really exciting potential features
We do?
to look forward to with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. A new camera design,
Yeah.
a mysterious action button,
The action.
and hopefully some major camera upgrades. But it's important to remember that these are all just rumors at this point.
Absolutely.
We need to wait for Apple to make it official
Yeah. You got to wait for the official announcement.
before we get too carried away.
Right.
But in the meantime, it's fun to speculate.
It is fun to speculate.
It is fun to think about the possibilities.
And, it's also a good opportunity to think about what we want. From our smartphones,
Yeah.
what features are important to us.
Right.
What pain points are we hoping to see addressed?
Yeah.
So I'll leave you with this. If you could add any feature to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, what would it be and why?
That's a good question.
Let us know.
Leave a comment below. Let us know what you're thinking.
We're curious to hear.
We're curious. We want to know.
Oh.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.